Always SNC, but that's what
Picky woo woo.
So, I see down at the bottom of the shelf something of great value. S3. The biggest issue, though, in reality, what the fuck is wrong with Sims 4? Why does it suck? What did they do there?
I can answer that for you in 2 letters.
Yes.
EA. EA is why Sims 4 sucks.
Well, there goes our sponsorship deal and ownership of the world, but yes. But compared to Sims 1, okay, it was new, it had weirdness. Sims 2 wasn't too shabby.
Sims 3 was good because it took Sims 2 and just added a little bit to it.
And then, well, I've got the complete edition with all those DLCs. They added so much random stuff to it.
And Sims 4 went backwards.
To the point where you can't even kill your own children anymore.
Yeah, they took out swimming pools, they took out the young adult age group. They take out toddlers, or did they? I think they put toddlers back.
Yeah.
But it's like, they took out the entire large living neighborhood.
Yeah.
Where, you couldn't just travel around between different houses and stuff. I mean,
they essentially turned it into Desperate Housewives.
Wasn't that bad.
Well, possible. Okay, maybe nothing's as bad as Desperate Housewives. That was one of the worst games we have ever played. My God, that game made my eyes bleed. But Sims 4 it's almost killed the franchise, because I haven't heard anything of Sims Relation in years. But the Sim City games, now they were fun. I enjoyed Sim City.
Yeah.
Well, there was a new one, Skyline or some such, wasn't there?
Yeah, but that's not a SimCity game.
True, but
it's a different company.
They're all SimCity wannabe games, let's be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. It's a SimCity wannabe. It's not SimCity.
Yeah, well, the wannabes are sometimes better than the originals. Except for Desperate Housewives, the Sims wannabe.
To me, City Skylines was just too much. I think that was the one, hey, with all the clicks.
Yes.
Where it was the whole game was like
City
balancing.
Life.
It was a City Life.
That's the one we played, City Life, where you had to balance the blue collar, the have-nots, the fringes, the elites, the sheep.
Yeah, there was like the entire game was literally just coordinating which neighborhoods are next to each other, so there's no racism.
Pretty much. I figured out a way to do that, actually. I'm brilliant these ways. I essentially divided the city into 4 sections. So I had blue, and then in between, all the factories and stuff, and then in between the sections I made almost like parks. So I made like parks and stuff going out in each direction. So there was sort of neutral ground, if you will, where they would meet in the parks and things.
Okay.
But other than that, they never actually bumped into each other, and then everything went tits up as usual, and the city caught fire, and then there was genocide and biscuits.
Always.
I'm really bad at running cities, I think.
Bad Shadow.
Wookie just gives me that look. Mm-hmm. Yep. Never become part of the city building infrastructure in the world. But it was fun. What other type games do you know of? Sim type games? Because I think The Sims is the only real one like that. I don't know any other game or even similar. When Desperate Housewives was a very bad knockoff type.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything else that was in that same. We haven't played it yet, but I've played it a little bit in personal. There is YouTuber's Life.
Oh my God.
It's kind of like, it's like The Sims, but your only job choices are YouTube jobs.
What is the end goal? To become PewDiePie?
Yes.
Oh my God. Why?
I'll show it to Shadow just now because I've got it installed.
I don't want to be PewDiePie. I'd rather be Jacksepticeye. I mean, Markiplier is good, but he cries too much. He's too much of a puff. He's a big soppy puff.
PewDiePie's gold play button was broken and went in the delivery to him. It was like big glass plaque box with a gold YouTube logo inside, but the thing had fallen off and was broken and got damaged in the shipping or something.
Oh.
So he made a new channel called Jacksepticeye 2. And he basically posted a video telling everybody go sub to this channel, so this channel will get 1 million views and then I can get the play button from that channel.
And he did.
Yeah. He got a channel with no videos on it to a million subscribers.
Jesus Christ.
And he sold the broken button to some guy on the side of the road for £5.
We've got 73 subscribers. We're going to be here for millennia before
He
we
has
hit a million.
49,500,000.
There's a lot of people on YouTube watching too much PewDiePie and not enough actual proper stuff. PewDiePie should stop playing games and stop doing documentaries. He'd make an interesting history professor or something. Yeah, teachers should be like him. You know, excited and insane, not boring old people.
Actually, Mark did a very cool history video once.
Did he cry a lot?
No?
That's a surprise.
He only cries when people are nice to him.
So when we ever meet him, we'll just headbutt him. Fuck you! Now you don't have to cry, you buff.
No, he was playing the
Why
game.
does this look like that game? Ants. Empire of the Ants. They look like the ants. The 8-bit ant graphics. That was a good game though.
But he was playing a game where it's a game that he was always getting stuck on, and he was like frustrated if it was late at night.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, he's actually good at that.
God knows why not.
And no, this was with Vanish, I think. Yeah, Vanish.
Okay.
And it's the one game he has now, but he went for like 3 years that he could not finish that game no matter what he did. Because it was a random game, so every time he tried to play it, dicked him over.
Uh-huh.
But the one time he was playing, and he did the whole American history, but it was like really funny the way he described the history of America. And yeah, that would be cool history lessons.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that one then. I think it's facts. When they get Irish people drunk and then they ask them to explain things like the history of Ireland. They end up with half a dozen pissed micks talking about potato for half an hour. I can get away with saying Mick, I'm half Irish. That, by the way, is Wookie fingering his guitar.
Trying to, at least.
Or is that the bass?
That's the best.
That's the bass. I learned something. See, I know music. Guitar, bass, drum set. Fucking A, I'm professional.
Yeah.
I'm like Skrillex. I'm a real musician. just like Milk person who we don't mention the name of. DJ, you know who you are. That person, yes. I'm a real musician. But The Sims was the only Sims thing I actually know of that was Sims.
Yeah.
And then there was that Desperate Housewives knockoff, which wasn't even Simish, but it was semi-Simish.
It even had the Sims music.
Yes. It did, didn't it? And then SimCities were the only SimCity type things.
No, there's been like you say, there was for a while there was only
similar,
SimCity, but now there's
similar, but they're all the same.
City Life, City Skylines, City XL. There's lots of SimCity type games.
But they're all the same.
Yeah.
There's no great change with the Sims games. And then there was Black and White, which was a god game, but it also turned life into complication.
No, Black and White was straight up a Tamagotchi.
A Tamagotchi with people.
You never got to be God because you were too busy playing with your creature the whole fucking time.
Well, you had to make sure it was happy.
I want to have magic powers and watch civilizations grow. I don't want to pet a giant lion.
Well, therefore, I had to combat cow. But, therefore, you would have to be Dungeon Keeper. Dungeon Keeper was the only game where you actually were the villain. There wasn't a story at some stage where it turns out you were actually a wronged hero and therefore you were getting revenge on a corrupt government. You were a dickhead who was there to kill people with your legions of bad guys.
Yes.
It was the only game of its type. Because I remember Overlord, it turned out you were wronged and you were actually getting revenge on evil, corrupt lords. So somehow you still had a bit of a good guy vibe going. Dungeon Keeper, you were the villain from start to finish. Burninating the peasants. Conquering... Yes, going full Trogdor with your Horn Reaper.
That was fun.
Yes, Horny always liked to go Trogdor. Actually, Dungeon Keeper 1's available on Origin for free.
Oh, nice.
It's still there, so I downloaded it. I played a bit the other day. My God, my eyes almost fell out of my head. It is so old now, I couldn't remember what to do. I was clicking buttons, I couldn't think straight. I forgot you had to build the treasury from the start to put money in, because there is no heart treasury. I was sitting there practically banging my head on the table. I was beyond confused. Also the heroes can't tunnel into your base, so once you secure your walls, they can just tunnel around it and around it till Judgment Day, which was interesting to say the least. But I do remember it. It was a tough game. I have actually finished Dungeon Keeper 1. 2 was not as tough as 1.
Okay.
Now I've mentioned it, now I want to play 2 again. I love number 2. I've mastered that.
Dungeon Keeper 2 is my childhood.
I've played that game so many times. I originally, the first time I ever killed the king, I had so many creatures and converts that my computer pretty much froze. I had something like 400 creatures.
Wow.
I literally raised the flag and the swarm just overran everything. I killed the king, I wiped out everything by sheer weight of numbers. And then those level 10 heroes nearly destroyed me, but luckily Horned Reaper just in the nick of time destroyed those 2 stone statues. But I didn't think they would launch a counter-attack of such ferocity.
Well, apparently they did.
The bastards. Alright, I'm bored out of my mind and my head is still pounding. What can you say something to the nice ladies and gentlemen on the line?
I have a penis.
It's pronounced happiness. He has happiness. Like, share, and subscribe.